cannot learn any other way. What does Twain mean by this?
What I think Mark Twain means by this is that sometimes you need to learn things the hard way. This relates
Hold on. We'll get to the second part in a second. What else might he mean? Monica? Hold on, someone speak for you.
Oh, not to what Gabriel said, I put what Mark means is that if you learn a type of way, then other people can't learn that type of way.
What do you mean?
Like many people have different ways of learning things.
So some learn by grabbing cats by tails and others learn by...
So like pretty much some people learn like the hard way, so like if you grab it, and some learn easy.
Okay.
I said, I think that Mark Twain means by this is that in order to learn, you need to take risks.
So grabbing the cat is a risk. Hey, you ever grab a cat by a tail? What do you think it's going to do? Scratch? Yeah, probably. Cats don't like that. How does it relate to Junior?
I put this relates to Junior because he needs to do hard things for his education, and he needs to know how to make mistakes to know how to fix them.
How else could it relate to Junior? Yeah.
Some of the games, because he took the risk of leaving the rest and able to try and escape his Indian heritage.
Okay. Is he trying to escape it, or is he trying to...
not escape it, but he's trying to stop the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Trying to break that cycle. Good. How else relate, Alexie?
So you
Until you
take
take that risk. Okay. So getting into, first of all, I mean, the quote itself is supposed to be kind of funny. You know, grabbing cats and stuff like that. You can... It's not funny, it's not funny. Sometimes it is. But it does relate to Junior. The bigger picture is, Junior essentially, did he grab the cat by the tail or no?
No. Yeah.
Which is it, yes or no?
Yes.
Ivy, why?
Because he's taking risks and changing the
Yeah. Yeah. If you got to learn that way, if you got to actually, in order to experience what it is, you have to actually experience what it is, then is he experiencing what it is? You're shaking your head yes. Do you follow me? Because what's he doing? What did he do? He left the rest. Okay, he left the rest. First, you guys don't have to be nervous. There are 25 extra people in here, but that's okay. Okay? Just, if it makes you feel any better, they're not watching you, they're watching me. Okay? So don't worry about it. All right, if you had character progress reports to turn in, pass those up, please.
Can I get one?
Those of you who are here, slouching towards Thanksgiving. Who do we meet in that chapter? Who? Gremlin. Oh, Grandma. So yeah, we met Grandma before. She's the wise old woman. But we meet kind of a parallel character. Bless me. Gordy. We meet Gordy. Okay, and who's Gordy? He's the genius. Okay, so he's going to be the Reardon School's version of who? Rowdy. He's going to be the Reardon School's version of Rowdy. But instead of beating people up, what does he do?
Oh, I'm guessing.
Because he's in the white school, yeah. But he's really what? If you're a genius, what are you? Smart. Okay, instead of beating people up, what does he do?
He's smart.
He's smart. He solves problems. He fixes things. So we're going to meet, and we're going to continue to see how Reardon is very similar to the Res in that it offers Junior a lot of parallel examples, but we're going to see them differently. We're going to interpret them differently. So while we have Rowdy, who is just a rough kid who beats up raindrops, we have Gordy in the white school who is going to be what?
Smart.
Smart. He's going to be successful as a result of that. So we're going to continue to see how those two go together. We're going to start off in the back of the notes. Before we get into the discussion, a quick response, slouching towards Thanksgiving. Write down your thoughts about the chapter. Should be, that's why we stopped. They don't remember anymore. Slouching towards Thanksgiving.
She just called her mom and said that she was married, that she wanted to get home.
What was the one thing we knew about his sister?
She was always there.
She was always lazy. Where'd she live?
In the
In
basement.
the basement. So she up and moves to Montana after she gets married. Where'd she meet the guy?
Casino.
The casino. So she met this guy at the casino and up and gets married. Interesting. Good. What else? Wow, that's it? Shamara, what'd you say? You were given a piece of paper with some boxes on it. Turn in the book to page 83. We've been talking the last week or week and a half or so about how what we read means more than what we read. And we're going to spend a little more time on that this morning. And it's interesting though, hearing some of the comments, you're starting to actually infuse that idea into what you say. We're going to look particularly at a quote on page 83. You see how this is structured. Quotes in the middle. Up top it says, what does it literally mean? And underneath it says, how does this go beyond the literal? We're going to start at the beginning of the chapter though, just because this is a good chapter. I walked like a zombie for the next few weeks in Reardon. Well, no, that's not exactly the right description. I mean, if I'd been walking around like a zombie, I might have been scared. So no, I wasn't a zombie, not at all. Because you can't ignore a zombie. So that made me, well, maybe nothing. What we want to get at though is, again, the greater meaning of that. Okay? Sherman Alexie is trying to get us to realize more than what Junior is going through. He wants us to see that there's a bigger message than just Junior going to a new school. So we talk about how does this quote go beyond the literal. You see my first question, what is or what's the punch? The punch is in quotation marks. Because are we literally talking about a punch now? No. What are we talking about, do you think? What's that?
A metaphor?
A metaphor. Yeah, we're talking about a metaphor. Because in the literal sense, he did punch Roger, and it was a big deal. Everyone saw it, and as a result of that, people started to look at him differently. So what we want to start to look at is, what else in the story could be considered a punch? And again, we use quotes because it doesn't refer to what Rowdy does, which is punch everybody. Pop, 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 pop. No. He's talking about doing what?
Taking risks.
Taking risks. He's talking about doing something to get himself known. He's talking about doing something to get a reward. So we talk about how does this go beyond the literal. What is or was the punch? It was him going to what school? Reardon. Him going to Reardon. Why is he doing it? What's the bottom line? What does he want? He wants a better education. He thinks that if he's on the res, what won't he get? An education. And he won't break the self-fulfilling prophecy. So why is he doing it? That's the bottom line, is he wants to break the self-fulfilling prophecy. What is he getting? Respect. What else is he getting? Education. What else is he getting? Dion brought it up in his response to the chapter. When he's starting to act smart, why is he doing it? He has more what? Confidence. He's starting to get confidence from this now as well. So how is this going beyond the literal? I wonder if maybe I should punch everybody in the face. He's not talking literally about punching people. He's talking about doing what? Risking, taking chances. He's talking about taking chances. Because if he doesn't take this chance and leave the res, will these other things happen? Will he get that better education? Will he get that confidence? Will he break that self-fulfilling prophecy? No. Because he feels that he needs to do this in order to get this. To get respect from Roger, what did he have to do? He had to punch him. To get respect from Roger, he had to punch him. No matter what he said, or no matter how long he ignored him, was he going to get rid of that respect? No, he had to physically do something about it. So we talk about the figurative, we talk about going beyond the literal. Well, he can talk about leaving the res until he's 75 years old, but if he never leaves the res, does he get whatever it is that he wants? No. So he has to take that chance. He has to make that punch. The punch was him saying, I'm going to Reardon tomorrow. how what is said says more than what is said. As you start to develop that reading ability, you start to catch these things more naturally and say, wait a minute, that's bigger than just punching people. We want you to start recognizing that there's more to what you see. Second quote, page 92. He's talking to his new pal, Gordy. Top of the page, Gordy, I said I need to talk to you. I don't have time, he said. Mr. Orcutt and I have to debug some PCs. Don't you hate PCs? They are sickly and fragile and vulnerable to viruses. PCs are like French people living during the bubonic plague. We're going to look at this quote. I don't have time. Mr. Orcutt and I have to debug some PCs. Don't you hate PCs? They are sickly and fragile and vulnerable to viruses. Think about computers. When they get a virus, what happens to them? They don't work. Okay? So with the person next to you, I want you to literally put this into your own words. What is this saying? What is this quote saying? It's on the top of page 92. You don't have to write this quote down. Just write down what it literally says. Yep. Sit down, Jeremiah. So in other words, what are the two of them literally talking about?
Fixing that they don't like the and the right
Yes,
type.
write it down. Hey, Natalie, the bike must get a virus. Sickly and fragile, vulnerable. Listen.